Hello everyone, let's look at the new features and changes coming with the October 2025 update for Windows 11 version 25H2 and version 24H2. These changes are already available as an optional install through the stable channel with the release of the update KB5066835. Okay, first we're going to look at the changes in File Explorer because with the release of the October 2025 update, Microsoft is bringing a new feature called AI actions, and you're gonna find this when you right click an image or a supported file, and you can see the menu right here. And this feature actually allows you to interact with AI to perform different actions depending on the content that you're selecting. In this case, if you select an image, when you go to AI actions, you're going to find different options to take that image to a different application to perform AI actions. For example, if you choose this option, that will take you to the web browser to do a big search with that specific image. You can also use photos to blur the background or erase an object on that specific picture. And there is also the remove background option that actually opens that image with the Paint app, so you can use the feature in that application to remove the background. Now, if you want to control the actions that appear on this menu, you can go to settings and then on apps, you're going to see this actions page. And from here, you can enable and disable the features that will be available through that AI actions menu. Now, you can use AI actions for images using JPEG and PNG formats. Now, if you're in OneDrive and you right click a document, in this case a Word document, then the AI action is going to show you a summarize with Copilot option that will generate a summary of that file, and it also supports files that are stored in SharePoint. And this feature actually requires an active Microsoft 365 subscription. The company is also updating the Open With submenu for File Explorer that no longer shows a color background for icons, so that makes icons a little bit bigger and they better blend with the style design of the operating system. As part of the changes for File Explorer, Microsoft is also updating the Windows Share experience, and now the interface is going to show a pin option that you can use to pin your favorite apps in this section for quicker access. Now, if we go to the Settings app, and then if we go to System and then Notifications, if we go at the bottom of the page, you're going to find a new option called Position of On-Screen Indicators. And this option actually allows you to change the location for hardware indicators, such as brightness, volume, airplane mode, and others. So the options that are available are bottom center, top left, and top center. So for example, I'm just going to increase the volume for this computer, and you can see this is a hardware indicator. So now it's bottom center, but we can choose top center. And when I do that, now when I change the volume, the indicator appears on the top center of the screen. Now, if we go to the system section, we're going to notice that starting with the October 2025 update, there is a new advanced page, and this page actually replaces the For Developers page. And this page features a new design that organizes settings into different categories and introduces new features such as Get integration in File Explorer. But everything else pretty much stays the same. One thing that you will notice is that the For Developers specific features, they're going to be listed close to the bottom. Now, the only difference that I see right now on this page is that if we go to File Explorer, now from this page, that's where you're going to be controlling some of the features specific to the file manager. And then there is also this new File Explorer plus version control setting, which is the integration for Get. And in order to configure this feature, you have to click the Updates Now button, and that will download the component necessary to set up version control on Windows 11. So what is Administrator Protection? In short, Administrator Protection is a security feature on Windows 11 designed to enhance the security of the accounts with administrative privileges. Typically, users and their administrators group can modify system settings and install apps without any restrictions. While these capabilities are useful, they also present significant security risks, as malicious actors can exploit them to compromise the system. Administrator Protection helps to mitigate these risks by reducing the chance of user making system-level changes by mistake and preventing malware from silently making unauthorized modifications. Although this might sound familiar, administrator protection isn't the same as the user account control, or UAC. Microsoft defines the user account control as a more of defense in-depth feature, while administrator protection has been designed to ensure that any access to or tampering with the code or data of an elevated session does not execute without proper confirmation by the user. In short, user account control focuses on system-wide changes notifications, strengthens the security model significantly for admin accounts by minimizing privilege misuse. Now, for a little bit of context, I'm just going to go to File Explorer, and here I have two applications. One is a known and another one is an unknown application. So if we double click this one, we can see that we get the user account control experience. And here you can just simply click yes, and then the system is going to execute the application and it will run with administrator privileges. And here we get a similar prompt, but we can see that the design is a little different with a light yellow color scheme that highlights that this particular application might not be good for your computer. Okay, now if we want to enable the new administrator protection feature on Windows 11, open Start and look for the Windows Security app. And from here, we're going to go to Account Protection. And then at the bottom of the page, you're going to see a new entry called Administrator Protection. And in here, we're just going to click this link. There is only one option right here, so we just need to turn this on. And then to complete applying the changes, we need to restart the computer. Now, let me give you a quick demo of the new feature enabled. So I'm going to open File Explorer and I'm going to go to the same location as before. And as you can see, we have the two applications. And when you run it, you can now notice that the prompt is from Windows Security. So this is the Administrator Protection prompt. And you can click right here to get a little more information about the program. In this case, the program location. And you can click yes to allow the application to run as an administrator, or you can click no to prevent the app from executing. Now, let me run this application that Windows doesn't like very much. So as you can see, we get a similar prompt, but with a light yellow color scheme that gives you the sense that this application might not be good for your computer. You have seen that the system didn't ask to authenticate with Windows Hello or your account password. And this is experience that I received by default when I enable the feature on Windows 11, but I'm also going to show you how to enable this through group policy if you're running Windows 11 Pro or Enterprise. And then I'm going to show you that you can actually change this behavior as well. So you can choose to get a prompt to authenticate using Windows Hello before you can run the application. Now, to enable this feature through group policy, do this. Open Start and look for group policy. Now let's open Windows Settings and then let's open Security Settings. From here, we're going to go to Local Policies and then we're going to open the security options. Now, at the bottom of the page, you're going to find this User Account Control Configure Type of Admin Approval Mode. Right-click on it and select the Properties option. From this menu, select the Admin Approval Mode with Administrator Protection. Click Apply and click OK. Now, right-click on this policy and select the Properties option. And from this menu, we're going to choose the prompt for credentials on the secure desktop and then click Apply and click OK. Now you want to restart the computer to apply the changes, but because I already have enabled this feature on my computer, I don't have to restart the device. Now, just to give you a quick demo on File Explorer, I'm going to run the same two applications. And as you can see, now we get the same experience with the difference that now we have to authenticate with Windows Hello. As you can see, now I can run the application. And also let me just run this application so you can see how this prompt looks. As you can see, we get a different theme. So you can tell that this application might not be good for your computer. And here, if you want to run the application, you can authenticate with Windows Hello, or you can click no to prevent the system from running that particular application. Now, you're going to say that this is similar to the user account control, but they're not the same feature. And let me explain a little bit. So once you approve the task, Windows 11 will create an isolated administrator token using a system-generated separate user account. This token is used only for the duration of the task, and then it is destroyed immediately after. According to Microsoft, this ensures that administrator privileges are not persistent, and each subsequent request for elevated rights repeats the entire process, maintaining a secure environment. And on the other hand, the user account control only prevents the execution of a particular task, and you can approve it or you can stop it from happening on the system. Now, if we go to the accounts page, and then if we open Passkeys, we're going to notice that there is a new advanced options page. And basically, now Passkeys supports third-party password managers. And currently, the company is partnering with the 1Password company. So if you have the 1Password app installed and configured on your computer, actually you have to be using the latest beta at the time of this recording. You can access and use passkeys from 1Password. So that means that whenever you go online or an application that supports passkeys, then at the time to authenticate, Windows Hello is going to open, but you will have the choice to select the provider for the passkey. Now, if we go to privacy and security from the search page, the company is removing the manage or clear your Bing search history setting, as you can access the same option by clicking the privacy dashboard link, which is right here. As part of the October 2025 update for version 25H2 and version 24H2, the company is adding control panel features to the settings app. So for example, if we go to date and time, if we open the system tray setting, and if we actually turn on this feature, we can now add multiple clocks to the system. And then they will be available through the notification center. You can add up to 2 clocks, and you can always reset the setting. Also, you can now access and change the date and time format from right here, and receiving a new option to change the symbol for AM and PM. Also, under the Sync Now setting, if you click that, you will now unveil a new option to change the time server. So if you need to change the setting, just click here and then confirm the address for the time server that you want your computer to use. Now, if we go to language and region, we can see that the company is now testing the option to add Unicode UTF-8 language support, and you can enable it right here. Now, if we click regional format, we can now access the currency format settings. And then we also have the number format settings on this page. And finally, under additional settings, Microsoft is also adding 2 legacy settings, including the one to copy the current user settings to walk on screen and system accounts, and for the copy current user settings to a new user account. So if you need to use these features, you have the copy options right here, so you don't have to go to control anymore. Instead of having to open the emoji panel to access symbols such as N- and M-, Windows 11 is now updating the shortcut system, so you can use the Windows key and minus to enter an N-, and you can also use the Windows key plus Shift and the minus key to enter an M-. In this update, Microsoft is also introducing a new Braille viewer feature as part of the Windows Narrator, which allows you to view on-screen textual and Braille representation of the output for teaching purposes, as you can see right here on the screen. And in order to enable that feature, you need to go to Accessibility, Narrator, and then go to the Use Braille Displayed with Narrator, and here you're going to find the feature. And then in order to set it up, you have to install the required components by pressing the download button. And this might take some time to download. Also, starting with this Patch Tuesday update, Voice Access received an update for Intel AMD based Copilot Plus PCs that allows you to use commands with natural language. Now, when using Click to Do and you are accessing the Actions menu, you're going to notice that the company will now use popular tags to help you discover new actions, as you can see right here on the image. Also, Click to Do has been updated to show more concise summaries when using the Summarize option. And finally, for the Settings app on Copilot Plus PCs, when using the AI agent through the search box, will not include an entry point in order to access the corresponding page for the setting that the AI agent is suggesting to change based on your query. And that's it. Those are the biggest features that we're going to see on Windows 11 version 25H2 and 24H2 as part of the Patch Tuesday update for October 2025. But as always, it is also going to include a number of fixes and other small changes. So check the video description to find the link to all the details for this particular release. And that's it. Leave your comments, like the video, share it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. And I just hope this video was informative for you, and I would like to thank you for viewing.